Welcome, everyone, to the Meaningful Hearts Podcast, where we discuss the everyday questions that make us or break us if we let them. I am your host, Drew. Take my hand and let's walk this journey together. Welcome, everyone, back to another episode of the Meaningful Hearts Podcast. I am your host, Drew, and as you know, we're going to talk about some stuff. It's Sunday night, and it's raining outside. I figured I would just go over a few things, nothing too crazy today. I want to talk about 5 things I wish I knew in my 20s. Who is 20? Or maybe who's older, who can relate? Because I know that everybody has that moment in their mind that they snap and they're like, wait a minute. I remember what it was like to be 20. Damn, I made some stupid mistakes. Well, these are just 5 things that I was randomly thinking about, and I was like, you know what? I'd like to share this with you guys because I think it's important. These are 5 of a list of many, and I'm sure this won't be the first segment that I talk about being young and making some mistakes, but things that I wish I knew. So I just wanted to start off with one specific one that everybody literally thinks is cool or okay. And that your 20s is a trial and error phase where you just spend a decade just experimenting. Now, trying new things is great, beautiful, but time is time. Whether it's getting spent doing something important or doing something stupid, time is time, right? So this is something that, like, literally I hear all the time, right? I mean, a lot of kids, YOLO this and YOLO that, but let's be honest with you. In the end of the day, life is a race to the top, right? It's a race. You want to get smart and you want to get successful as fast as possible. You don't want to be sitting at the starting line during a race, right? Why the hell would you want to waste 10 years of your life just kind of messing around? Like, why? So the faster you learn, the more you can achieve and live a fruitful life. Wouldn't it be better to work hard, retire by 30, than get life started and, instead of struggle when you're 50 getting life started? That would suck, right? So why would you do that, right? Why? Another one. This is all a lot from personal experience, right? Love is not something to rush towards. There's plenty of time for love. And I know some of us coming out of high school find love, right? We have a girlfriend, somebody significant to us. But I feel that a lot of people suffocate each other. They think, this is it. This is us. And we should just not spread our wings and fly and do things that we need to do in our lives, right? That's fucking wrong. You're doing yourself a disservice by not exploring all your options. Don't rely on someone because you guys are in love to not go out there and venture, right? Everybody has a love interest at some point in their lives, and we can help when the right person comes along. Or we can't help it, right? I'm sorry, I can't speak today. We can't help it when the right person comes along, right? But you need to really tread lightly on this. This can be a distraction in your life, and love feels good, and it makes you do stupid things because you're not thinking clearly. Chasing love instead of your dreams will spell disaster. I will tell you this. You will find yourself going out and spending money that could be putting you into a better place investment-wise in the future. Get yourself established first. If it happens, listen, you meet somebody, that's great, but make sure that you list your intentions in the beginning. Hey, listen, my life comes first. I'm trying to be the best version of myself. Do that. Set the standard so you don't lead somebody on also, because some people don't have the same standards you do, right? Get yourself established. If you don't find somebody, that's great. That's a good thing. But don't go looking for it because you want to focus, right? There's plenty of opportunities out there in life, I promise. Plus, it's way more attractive to be goal-oriented and stable in your life when you meet somebody. So chances are they have their stuff together. Don't you want to have your stuff together too? Well, that's a big one. And another big one. one that I really, 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 really wish that I actually paid more attention to and knew more. Manage your money and invest it ASAP. I spent tons of money on shit I can't even recall. And I have nothing to show. I had nothing to show for it by the time I hit my 30s. I had nothing to show for it. And I spent a lot of time working. It's not like I just started working in my mid-20s. I've been working since I'm 15. But nothing to show for it. And I could have saved a ton of money, right? The faster you learn how to manage your money, you will liberate yourself from a lot of pain, a lot of stupid stuff. Money needs time to grow. The earlier you put your money into an IRA or a 401k or some sort of investment account, the more time it has to grow and compound and get bigger. But if you decide to do it later on, you put yourself in a bad predicament. It's like, once again, something that I didn't know or didn't pay too much attention to. But mathematically, it's dumb that I didn't. You need time. If you're going to live forever, I guess you could start whenever, right? But that doesn't happen. We don't live in fairy tale land, right? Once you have that money, you can game your investments just like a video game, grow it, buy stocks. You can leverage the value for real estate. You want to buy a house in the future. All these things really come together. They all tie themselves together. Your future self will thank you for this. I promise. I promise. Promise. Credit cards are amazing if used correctly. Yes, I will say that again. Credit cards are amazing. They're not your enemy. Stop that bullshit. It's not true. I got my first credit card when I was 19, but never understood how to properly use one. I had balances that I paid off slowly and made a big ass mistake, right? I just started financing on my credit cards, right? What you want to do is you want to pay off the balance on the due date. That helps your credit score immensely. But you don't want to hold the balance. You want to keep that low. You want to keep your credit under, if you can, 10%. Your debt ratio under 10%, unless you have investments and you have mortgages and you have rental properties, it's a whole nother thing. But, don't be late either. Be on time. This is very important. And if you hold yourself to this, you take your cash, you only buy what your cash can take care of, right? Only buy what you know you're going to pay off at the end of the month. Do not finance something that you don't have the money for. Stupid. And that's where most people hate credit cards, because that's exactly what they do, and they fall into a bad place and then they're bitter about it. Now, the perks of having a credit card, it protects your cash. It brings value back into your pockets, right? A lot of these cards have rewards. Amex has amazing rewards. They have buyer protection. There's flyer miles and all these great benefits. And you can game the system where you spend $1,000 knowing that you have $1,000 to put on the card to pay it off. That $1,000, you get 5% back. 5% of $1,000 just for buying something. So you get some money back and you get to enjoy it. And then on top of that, some of these cards protect your electronics or whatever you bought. So you got extra protection on top of that. Like, you don't lose. It's smart. You buy something questionable on the internet, you're not sure. You don't use your debit card. You use your credit card. Because then you just call them up and say, hey, listen, something happened. They give you that back. No harm, no foul. These are the perks of having a credit card. Just know this. And you need credit. You need it. You need it. You won't be able to get a mortgage for your investments later. You won't be able to get an apartment. You won't be able to do jack shit without credit. I mean, obviously, there are certain situations where your credit gets ran for other things, right? It shows what type of person you are, whether you're responsible or not. So it's important to have credit, right? All this shit I never knew. Well, I didn't put too much weight on it, but I will tell you this. Going into my 40s, late 30s, early 40s, going in there in that little wedge, I learned so much, and I look back and I've learned so much, but damn, if I could go back to my 20s and do it over, I know exactly what I would do. Don't put yourself in this predicament. It's bad. All right, all right, let me get off my, let me climb down this, climb down off my, my podium, right? Sorry, guys. All right. To close it out, I just want to say, just be smarter when you're young and not old and bitter, okay? Too many people live their lives backwards, and they were young and dumb, and they regret it. I was one of those people, but I'm still young. I don't, I'm just trying to say, if you could be younger and smarter, it's the best way to go, right? Learn this quickly. All my 20-year-olds out there, please learn. Don't listen to your friends. They don't know shit. They have their heads up their asses right now. They want to go out and party and spend their money on stuff that doesn't matter, right? To impress people that don't even like them, that they don't even like, right? I really didn't learn this. I learned this the hard way from other people. There's no excuse. You know what I'm saying? We live in the age of information. If you don't know something, you can look it up. YouTube is an amazing resource. Besides looking at gadgets you want to buy, there's plenty of informed individuals on there that could teach you all types of cool stuff. So what you want to do is plant as many seeds as you can. These investments, this money, put it away. Especially in certain times that we don't know what's going to happen, right? Markets crashing, markets rising, the pandemic. A lot of crazy stuff has happened. A lot of people learned a lot of things that they never thought they would have to go through this past year. Don't be one of those people. Now you should know. And if you don't know and you're still doing the same dumb stuff, shame on you. I love you all. Thank you for listening to me rant and hearing about the dumb shit that I did when I was 20. And I'm hoping you won't make the same mistakes. If I help one person, it'd be so worth it. I guess all those mistakes I made were worth it then, right? I love you all. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.